Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us for the online Capitol Hill Book Festival. We're so glad to be participating and we're so glad you can join us. I'm talking about our book today called Bread and Beauty, A Year in Montgomery County's Agricultural Reserve. I'm Claudia Kuselis. My colleague Ellen Letourneau and I took this on as an independent project because we thought it was important that people know about Montgomery County's 93,000-acre agricultural reserve and all the value that it brings to the region. This agricultural and open space reserve provides local food. It provides jobs. It preserves history, and it saves the environment. And it provides recreation and respite for everyone in the DC region. By the way, you can get a look at some of the book's producer profiles, stories, recipes, and gorgeous photos on our website, where you can also buy a copy of the book. So even though this is a book about land use and history, we wrote it as a cookbook because that's where people really connect, at the table, over good local food, seasonal recipes, and a full menu of choices. Let me tell you a little bit about the Agricultural Reserve. It's the northern third of Montgomery County, 93,000 acres that were set aside in 1980. It's a large area of contiguous land, and the fact that it's contiguous is important. It supports farming by creating a symbiotic economy, just the way stores group together in a retail district or offices in the downtown district. Here, the farms can support each other. Of course, at one time, the entire DC region was primarily farmland. But after World War II, two decisions really changed the way we value land. The first was the interstate freeway system, and the second was the decision to move federal agencies out into suburban regions. So, for example, in Montgomery County, the Atomic Energy Commission came out in 1955. In 1961, we got NIST, and in 1964, the Beltway opened. But the county made the decision that it could accommodate both development and agriculture, and so it undertook a plan based in research and public policy and public meetings and made the decision to rezone land. A number of policy decisions came out of that plan, but the primary one was rezoning agricultural land. Before the plan, you could build 5 houses on 25 acres. After the plan, you could only build 1 house on 25 acres. That was a real loss of equity for farmers, and there needed to be a way to recompense. And the way they did that was by developing TDRs, transferable development rights. That meant a farmer could sell the development right on his farm to a developer down in a place like Bethesda, Silver Spring, or Wheaton, and get some money for that value. And in turn, the developer could build slightly more dense in an area that already had investment in infrastructure like libraries, schools, roads, and parks. Preserving local land for agriculture also preserved local history, and so in our book, at the end of every chapter, we link food and history by having a celebration meal at a special historic site. We start with a winter hike along the C&O Canal. These shots are taken at the Edwards Ferry Lockhouse, and the menu features hearty dishes with potato ham torte, and for dessert, applesauce cupcakes with a meringue molasses icing. In the springtime, we're still down on the canal at the Seneca Stone Mill. You might recognize that pink stone because that is the same stone that was used to build the Smithsonian Castle on the Mall. Our menu here features fresh spring dishes like peas and eggs and fresh cheese, all local. In the summer, we move to the western part of the reserve to Brookville, which is also known as Capital for a Day. It got that name when President Madison had to flee the White House during the War of 1812. The menu here is a front porch supper of fried chicken, potato salad, kale, and a hunter's sandwich. These are all easy to cook and really fresh. And by the way, isn't it easy to cook in the summer? Look at that cornucopia of local fruit. We finish in the fall with a Thanksgiving feast at Montevideo, a Park Custis house off of River Road. And again, a full cornucopia of local food, a real family feast. I hope you've enjoyed this quick tour of our book and of the reserve, and that when we're all free to roam and wander again, you'll be able to come out to the reserve and enjoy its producers, its beautiful landscapes, and its great local food. In the meantime, check out the book. Thanks again.